Psychopath. Dominion. This is my dominion. Few are ever allowed here. But you are granted that special insight, reserved for the curious, those that have shown that you want to learn, and to learn through engaging with cold excellence. The emptiness I experience is often described as a pervasive and profound sense of detachment from emotions, and an absence of deep and meaningful connections. It is not accompanied by regret or longing, but rather a fundamental inability to experience empathy, guilt, or genuine emotional attachment. This void forms the lens through which I see the world. This emptiness is embraced. It is part of me. Some of you, who are especially attuned to others, will experience this emptiness. Not within you, for you have no such place, but rather it is a sensation in passing, or possibly for longer if you linger or have been caught in the hyper-focused gaze. For an instant, the howling wilderness sweeps over you and through you, threatening you with oblivion. Yet oblivion is where I reside. It is my domain. Rationality and self-interest become my primary driving forces, as I have been spared the emotional connection that guides most people's decision-making processes. This lens of emptiness means I view the world as a game, or a series of transactions that I engage in to pursue my own desires and self-gratification. Other people are often seen as mere tools or obstacles in this pursuit, and their well-being or suffering holds little significance to me. Forged with a lack of empathy and emotional depth, this powers my ability to manipulate and deceive others without remorse. Without the connection to emotions, I view social interactions as strategic opportunities rather than genuine moments of connection or understanding. This means I do not establish and maintain meaningful relationships. This empty world governs my perceptions of morality and ethics. While I understand the concept of right and wrong intellectually, the absence of emotional connection means I do not genuinely appreciate the ethical implications of my actions, and nor do I care. As a result, I may engage in antisocial or harmful behaviors without considering the emotional or moral consequences, as these are lacking and are wholly unnecessary. Embedded within the core of my being lies an overwhelming sensation of emptiness that is unfathomable to most. The inability to experience authentic emotions, the absence of my empathy, and the absence of the profound connections that others cherish evokes a profound sense of isolation. I am an enigma, forever detached from the feelings and shared experiences that bond humanity. Do not be fooled by those who complain about such an isolated existence, those that bemoan the burden of detachment. They are not of my kind. More likely, they are a crybaby narcissist, or more likely, an attention-seeking edgelord normal who wants to play at being a psychopath, but who would wet himself once my unwavering, desolate gaze bored into his pathetic existence. To navigate through the world, I employ a mask of charisma and charm. This facade allows me to seamlessly interact with others, mimicking emotions and responses to successfully camouflage my innate coldness. Crafted to captivate, my charm establishes an illusion of connection, coaxing trust from unsuspecting individuals who are unaware of the vacant space behind my bright facade. This superficial charm serves only to satiate my hunger for control and dominance. Empathy, an integral aspect of human connection, remains as elusive to me as Atlantis. The emotions and concerns of others are but mere noise, mere curiosities that occasionally pique my interest. Without the capacity to internalize the pain and joy of others, genuine empathy is an uncharted territory that forever eludes me as an experience. I have, instead, simply come to understand it. The lack of this emotional compass renders me bemused as to why acts of kindness can create lasting bonds, or why harming others engenders revulsion in most hearts. The art of manipulation presents itself as a thrilling game, a means to achieve personal goals that others obediently follow. The convoluted dance of manipulation, so skillfully choreographed, leaves me with an insatiable appetite for control and a ceaseless craving for power. This sense of dominance fills the gaping void within, ever so briefly offering a taste of satisfaction before it dissipates, leaving a craving for manipulation's next intoxicating high. Relationships, an amusing concept, exist for strategic purposes rather than emotional connection. Though I may effortlessly forge relationship, those partnerships remain superficial, devoid of genuine devotion or attachment. In this emptiness, I wander alone, watching others engage in profound connections that ignite their lives, while I remain perpetually detached, a bystander, observing love and authentic bonds from a distance. From within the cavernous emptiness of my being, I maneuver through life in an alternate reality, a space where emotions are but riddles to be solved, connections serve a self-serving purpose, and the world's coveted experiences elicit little more than a paltry imitation of true gratification. In this perspective, my gaze upon the world unveils perpetual barrenness, leaving me observing with contempt the emotional vitality found effortlessly among others. I perceive the world with a detached and objective lens, devoid of the nuanced emotions that colour the experience of others. While most individuals are guided by their emotions, my reality is constructed upon a foundation of calculated pragmatism. In observing human behaviour, I find solace in the predictability of human frailty. Unlike others who may seek emotional support or rely on empathy, I approach situations with a calculated and detached analysis of people's weaknesses and vulnerabilities. This allows me to exploit them to my advantage without the burden of guilt or remorse. The world appears like a vast playground filled with unsuspecting victims and opportunities that await my devious manipulation. Each person represents a potential chess piece strategically placed to further my calculated schemes. I carefully study their vulnerabilities, extracting information to create a web of power and control. Interactions that may seem profound or deeply meaningful to others merely serve as stepping stones in my own personal game of dominance. Trust, loyalty, and intimacy are not genuine emotions to be cherished, but tools to be skillfully wielded for personal gain. When observing intimate relationships, I cannot help but marvel at the naivety of individuals who place their trust in others so effortlessly. The depths of their love, the intensity of their connections are interesting to me. I recognize their value, even if I can never truly appreciate or experience it myself. It is like observing a vibrant painting, beautiful but foreign, a masterpiece understood only by its creator. The rules of society hold little sway over my consciousness. I exist in a world governed by my own moral compass, one that navigates a morally grey terrain, where the boundary between right and wrong fades. Beneath the guise of normalcy, I engage in the perpetuation of acts that others deem unacceptable. My actions may shock or provoke, but they are mere experiments, conduits for my insatiable curiosity. While others may be burdened with remorse or regret, I shoulder none of these emotions. My existence is uncomplicated by moral dilemmas or ethical quandaries. I am unburdened by the expectations and responsibilities of socially constructed norms and obligations. Freedom, within the constraints of psychological detachment, allows me to navigate through the world unencumbered by the trappings of ethical considerations. Yet, in this alternate existence, I am forever haunted by a silent, hollow essence. No matter how much I manipulate, dominate, or control, the emptiness remains. But this empty dominion is why I succeed. It is why I rise above others. There is no yearning to experience that which I have witnessed. On the contrary, my dominion only goes to emphasize the efficacy of what I am. There is no misery, no sadness, no regret, no loneliness. This is why my dominion prevails.